In the Sumy region, a Russian attack drone discovered 2 Ukrainian soldiers during reconnaissance. He slowly approached them and saluted. A Russian FPV drone was lurking on the road for an attack. Ukrainian soldiers, realizing the situation, destroyed the drone at close range before it could take off. The X-39 missile destroyed the enemy's 14th Airborne Brigade UAV control center near Petropavlivka in the Kupiansk direction. According to the Russian Defense Ministry, UAV activity in the area significantly decreased following the attack. Double ambush by FPV UAVs with fiber optic cables on a vehicle with Ukrainian soldiers and an ambush in the Sumy region. In the second part of the video, a double FPV UAV attack on a HMMWV of the Ukrainian armed forces in the Sumy region. Russian aviation found another location where Ukrainian forces were stationed in the village of Antonivka in the Kherson region. The rotary wing aircraft destroyed this position with an X-39 LMUR strike. Soldiers from the 16th Special Forces Brigade shot a Ukrainian soldier in Kupiansk as he fired at a Russian drone. Zaporizhia direction. Novgorod Prince of Novgorod Vandal drones with Russian fiber optics hit the Ukrainian armed forces in the bushes. They also blew up PWDs where fighters were trying to hide. Also, one of the soldiers of the Ukrainian armed forces decided to take shelter in a house, but the house was soon destroyed. All images confirmed by objective drone footage. Drones with fiber optics hit targets after reconnaissance drones revealed the locations of Ukrainian soldiers. Leave your thoughts in the comments.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe and like.
Fighter with the call sign Loza, Berlatsk village. A Russian fighter single-handedly destroys Ukrainian forces' bunkers and basements. He throws light explosives into the bunkers and offers to surrender. If they refuse to surrender, he throws more and more explosives into the bunker. Write your thoughts on this tactic in the comments. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. FPV operators of the 108th DSHP destroy bunkers and basements of fighters of the armed forces of Ukraine in part of the Zaporizhia front. Russian fiber optic drones destroyed targets in this direction with pinpoint accuracy. Even if the soldiers in the basement changed position, reconnaissance drones were watching them. Their new positions were also hit. The calculations of the Molnia-2 UAVs of the northern troops destroyed positions, fortresses, military equipment, and manpower of the Ukrainian armed forces in the SSE area on the Kharkiv direction. In the meantime, you can use YouTube Super Thank You to support us and our content. We need it to continue with our videos. A camouflaged Ukrainian mortar was detected near the Pokrovsk settlement. The first FPV drone strike hit the mortar itself, and the second hit the ammunition. Objective control images confirm the complete destruction of the position. Kiev. A ballistic missile attack on an office building in the early hours of the morning. I believe air defense missile experts will soon determine the type of missile based on the footage. Also note that the second attack on the adjacent building was of the same nature, the striking elements of the anti-aircraft missile after the first attack. Yesterday, the Ukrainian armed forces released a video showing a Leopard 2A4 tank belonging to the 155th Mechanized Brigade firing at a tall building in the outskirts of Pokrovsk while searching for a Russian sabotage and reconnaissance group. Today, a video emerged showing this Leopard tank damaged on one of the city streets. Russian FPV drones destroyed the Leopard 2A4 tank after several accurate hits. Impressive footage of a tank firing directly into the city. Rare footage from this period, when the attackers were supported by tanks, not UAVs. Here is the work of the crew of a T-72B3M tank of the Center Troop Group in the Pokrovsk direction. It enters populated areas, destroys strongholds and Bala checkpoints, helps the armed forces of Ukraine to capture positions. UAV operators affiliated with the Southern Military Group destroyed 3 temporary staging areas belonging to Ukrainian forces in the Donetsk direction. Fiber optic drones and aircraft-type drones destroyed the positions. Defeat of Ukrainian armed forces UAVs in the direction of Kharkiv. An operator of a Molnia-type FPV UAV carried out a precision strike on the positions of the Ukrainian armed forces special forces in the direction of Kharkiv. The following were destroyed as a result of the attack: a pickup truck carrying supplies, houses where operators of Baba Yaga-type heavy attack UAVs were stationed. Footage of a Russian warplane hitting a Ukrainian position with FAB bombs. Which plane do you think it was, and what size FAB bomb? Footage from the combat work of the UAV operators of the South Group. Russian FPV drones detected a bunker of the Ukrainian forces and destroyed it with several drone strikes. A Russian tank in the direction of Zaporizhzhia gives way to infantry in a minefield. The vehicle continued its movement after withstanding 3 hits and 2 mine hits. A Russian soldier single-handedly cleared the entrance to a bunker belonging to Ukrainian forces. Then he threw his backpack full of TM-62 anti-tank weapons into the bunker and fled. With a powerful explosion, the bunker was destroyed. Soldiers of the 16th Infantry Division destroyed another position of the enemy UAV in the direction of Krasnoarmysk. In the direction of Kostiantynivka, UAV pilots of the Southern Group bombed a Ukrainian forces' temporary deployment point with 3 FPV KVNs. Be sure to write your opinion about FPV drones in the comments. Let's discuss this topic. A Ukrainian mortar was detected near the village of Guryev-Kazachok in the Kharkiv region. A fiber-optic UAV of Prince Vandal of Novgorod carried out the first strike, and then conventional FPV UAVs destroyed the position. The assault detachment of the Raikari Regiment organized a rapid assault on a Ukrainian armed forces stronghold west of Krasnoarmysk. The fighters of the center group continue to advance, destroying the stronghold of Ukrainian fighters. Reconnaissance of the 8th Rocket Artillery Brigade of the 439th Rocket Artillery Brigade of the 439th Guards. All-combat army near the village of Berostok detected a moving M113 armored personnel carrier of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. The Berkut Group of the 238th Guards Artillery Brigade's Shock and Reconnaissance Division blocked the enemy's maneuver attempt using Lancet barrage ammunition and hit Ukrainian equipment and personnel. The Russian Defense Ministry reported that artillery shelling of the southern troops destroyed a UAV control center and a Ukrainian mortar located in a bunker near the Serebryanka area in Donetsk. The positions were destroyed as a result of precise calculation of coordinates by reconnaissance UAV operators. What do you think the Russian-Ukrainian war would have been like without drones? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. The Air Force of the Western Ground Forces destroyed a Ukrainian UAV control center. The footage shows that a Ukrainian UAV control point in the Bogoslavsky direction was accurately hit and destroyed by an LMUR KH-39. In the morning, another transport vehicle carrying Ukrainian armed forces personnel was destroyed in the direction of Kharkiv. The FPV drone managed to hit the target with nimble maneuvers without hitting any trees. Kupiansk direction. 1. Lightning strikes by 1st Tank Army pilots with FPV UAVs. The first Russian FPV drone hit a Ukrainian shelter but did not explode. The second drone arrived and hit the shelter, exploding. With that, the first drone also exploded. In other words, the second drone detonated the first drone. Then the third and final drone arrived and hit the shelter. Zaporizhzhia direction. In the Plavny area, the assault groups of the airborne forces continue their work. Also, UAV operators of the armed forces of Russia are working on the destruction of bunkers and positions of the Ukrainian forces. Here, lightly armed assault groups come and clean every house. Russian X pilots destroyed Ukrainian armed forces engineering equipment near the settlements of Shevchenko in the Sumy region and Krasny Liman in the DNR. It is noteworthy that Lancet UAVs operate with automatic target detection. Archive footage. The two-man ATV crew are shocked by a Russian FPV drone coming from behind them. The next image shows the epic destruction of the Ukrainian tank BC. Rubicon combat groups destroyed Ukraine's expensive UAVs in the air for air defense. The newly launched Ukrainian UAVs were destroyed one by Russian UAV operators before they could reach their targets. These high-altitude drones are being shot down by other drones. The Russian drone operator flew into the enemy's underground bunker and hit a stronghold with at least 3 AFU soldiers. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. Sumy direction. Together with the 76th Airborne Division's reconnaissance work in the Nikolskoye settlement, the Rubicon aircraft detected and destroyed a Ukrainian pickup truck. A great example of a chase. The pickup driver, despite all his efforts, did not survive the attack. Kharkiv direction. FPV image of the antagonist group destroys the equipment of the armed forces of Ukraine. During the day in this direction, several pickup trucks of the armed forces of Ukraine were destroyed. Soldiers now have to walk. If possible, they are trying to verify the destruction of the destroyed vehicles with objective cameras, because sometimes there are comments like, There is no footage of the destruction of the vehicle you say was destroyed. Because of such comments, objective imaging is tried to be done, but it may not always be possible.